Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Q&A, episode 25. Today we're going to be talking about why reviews are important for an author. Well, first and foremost, it's the most obvious explanation is that reviews help potential readers decide if they want to purchase your book versus maybe another novel. And it's like anything when it comes to buying products. It could be especially like big ticket products like a car or a computer. You want to, as a consumer, read reviews and understand if the product you want to buy is up to snuff, it's what you want, there are no major issues or flaws, and so reviews can help you decide which product to buy. Same thing with services. If you need a plumber, you want to make sure the plumber does what they say they're going to do and not leave a leaky sink. But reviews are very important in the sense that they can help an undecided reader choose your product or not. So do consider that. Now, as an author, there are three very, very big platforms that you really want reviews: Amazon, BookBub, and Goodreads. And if you're someone who's not exclusive to Amazon, I'm exclusive to Amazon currently, but if you're someone who's not exclusive to Amazon, you may have some other platforms as well that you would want to encourage reviews on them. But for me, in my personal experience, I've noticed that Goodreads, again, being a very writer community forward platform, where people like to talk about books and, again, review books and encourage other people to read the books they like, that's the place where I get the most reviews by far. Then would be Amazon, and then Goodreads is the third for me. I am learning different ways to encourage people to leave reviews on all three, but I've noticed that Goodreads is one of the easiest places because people, again, book forward people are already there and they already are interested in talking and chatting about books. So some of the other big points, there are two other big points I want to say of why reviews are important to an author. Especially for authors who utilize Amazon, be it published through Amazon or just sell their book or books through Amazon. The more reviews you have affects their Amazon's algorithm. So the more you have, they ends up having a greater searchability and discoverability. And that's good because the easier it is for you to be found, be it a higher rank on some of their ranking list, be it that Amazon's going to push your book on some of their emails or what have you, having easier discoverability means more readers will find you, and then the greater chances for you to make sales. So more reviews can lead to more book sales. Again, very awesome. Third thing to take note is if you're a person interested in some of these book promotional sites and groups and platforms, some of them do require a minimum number of reviews in order to utilize them. That could be anything from 5 all the way to greater than 50. So you really want a lot of reviews because being able to have that option open for you is an amazing thing. I've used some of those promotional sites before and I've benefited greatly from them, so I always encourage people to use them. But the fact of the matter is, if they require you to have a certain number of reviews, you need those reviews. So I guess now getting to the point is how to get reviews, or how often will you see reviews popping up or cropping up on your platforms? Well, kind of asking around, doing some research, there's not really one particular number that everybody agrees on. There's no real consensus. But what I've heard is there's definitely what we all agree on is a huge gap between the people who buy your book and download your book, and then the few people of those who then will turn around and review. Understand as well that if you have a perma-free book or have done a free book promotion, a lot of those freebie hunters are far less likely to put a review out than the people who actually paid for that product. So going to the concept of paid for products, I've heard a range of 1 out of 70 people who buy your book will put a review, all the way up to, I think, greater than 150. So 1 out of 150 will end up putting out a review organically. So that's a lot of sales you need to do in order to just get a few reviews. And that can also be a little disheartening or overwhelming, because that's just a lot of work you need to do to reach that many people in order to scrape up some reviews. As an author, there are a number of things you can do. You can ask your newsletter subscribers, and again, I'm a person who does encourage the concept of a newsletter, and again, social media followers, any of those people, you can ask for them to review your work. Now, whenever you do ask someone, there are a couple of pointers, and I mentioned this before. Never offer them money or anything. It can't be seen as a bribe. You can never sound as if you're trying to manipulate the type of review. They have to be honest, so always mention that we need an honest review. I'm sorry if you get a couple that aren't as optimistic, but as I mentioned before, actually having a few less than perfect reviews makes your product more believable, because if you have a book that has 2,000 reviews and 100% are 5 stars, there may be a few people out there kind of scratching their heads and wondering if that's actually the truth, or if the author has adjusted something for their own benefit. So anywho, neither here nor there. That's another talk I did for a different day. But going back to the point, what you want to do is ask your subscribers or your followers or whoever you're talking to, and let them know why you need the reviews. And they can be any of the points we talked about earlier. Hey, did you know that the more reviews I get, Amazon will help me, my searchability. The easier it is to search means the less time I will put into marketing, the more I can write. And the cool thing about that is, drum roll please, the more time I spend writing, the quicker I can turn around the next book to you. So you can throw your pitch out however you want, but again, give them something that they can relate to and understand and sympathize with, and that will encourage them to leave a review versus just one little line saying, hey, reviews needed. If you, again, just tug at their heartstrings, give them something encouraging, give them something that they're like, yeah, I can help you out, or yeah, I want the book quicker, so of course I'm going to help you out because I want to read the next book of the series. Those kind of little pitches are great. And you can do those same pitches, again, if you work with beta readers. I guess you could do it with alpha readers too, I don't see why not. But do note with those, or give them a little note that says, hey, please be aware that when I receive your copies, because betas and alphas are also working with your drafts, and make sure they're aware that you are going to do further edits before you publish. So please don't put a review saying, hey, I caught 52 spelling errors when going through this, because those spelling errors won't be there when you upload. So that's the one thing you want to make sure they are aware of, because some people just may not think about it, and you want to make sure you have more positive reviews, or the most positive reviews that you can glean out of your readers. When you're working with ARC readers, so those are your advanced reader copy people, that's what they're specifically there for. They're reading your finished manuscript for the point of writing an honest review. So building an ARC group to work with you and in your books is a very valuable resource to have. The last thing I'm going to note for this topic is that when you are publishing your book, you have the time to work into your manuscript, work into the back matter or even the front matter of your text, a little blurb, again, your pitch, and say, hey, a request from the author. And again, throw out your pitch and say, hey, I need reviews, these are the reasons. If you help me, I really appreciate it, etc., so on. And you can plug that information in directly in the back and or front matter of your book. If you do an ebook, you can put live links that makes it super easy for people to click and send them over to your Amazon, to your Goodreads, to your BookBub to just plug in those reviews. If you're doing a print book, make sure you type out the link in full, because they'll need to type it. And again, you're trying to make it as simple for them, because the or the more simple you can make it, the more likely you're going to get the results you want. So keep those things in mind. Reviews are very important. You can ask and inquire politely for honest reviews in different ways and different platforms. And yeah, if you have any questions about this topic or any other, post it in the comments below or message me on my social media. And until next time, Skål.